from United FC Furman. Just wanted to get you a quick introduction on the video that you're going to see today. This session was put together by Kristen Rollins. Kristen has been with our club for about 5 years. She coaches our 01-02 elite team. She's one of the varsity coaches over at St. Joe's High School. She's also part of our state Olympic development staff. She's a great coach and been a great part of our staff for a long time. If these videos have been helpful to you, please consider supporting us on Patreon. It is extra time and extra effort, and it comes with some extra cost. And so any support that we could get there would certainly be extremely beneficial and helpful to us. There's a link in the description below where you can click on that and support us through Patreon. Certainly would appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the session. Thank you.
Right, so, these exercises focus on keeping a good first touch even during periods of intensity as we fatigue. We want to be technically sound as technically sound at the end of the game as really we are at the beginning of a game. So in the beginning, you're going to set up cones or markers in a triangle. You're going to spread out the base of the cones about 7 paces apart, and in 30-second intervals or up to a minute for older players, you're going to shuffle between the cones. The person at the top of the triangle is going to serve the ball. The first one is just going to be a simple one-touch pass. To make sure that you're low to the ground and that you're touching those cones every time you come back across. Next, you're going to move to a two-touch pass. So what we're gonna do is receive with one foot and push to the other to give it back to the server. Make sure that you're using really good technique here. You've got plenty of time to make sure heel down, toe up. The third one is you're going to touch with the outside of your foot and pass back with that same foot. You're going to make sure that you're pressing that a little more into space and then releasing as quickly as possible. All right, next we're going to receive the ball off of our chest or our thigh and return it with a volley. A modification can always be you can allow the ball to drop to the ground before passing it back. Again, you want to make sure you're locking those ankles on those volleys back and that you're getting over the ball so it doesn't sail over your partner's head. All right, so here we have ladder passes. The two players are going to begin as close as possible to each other, and about every 30 seconds they're going to move back and create some distance. You can set these cones or markers up beforehand, and so you want to make sure that as you're taking those steps back and as you're increasing the distance in your passing, that you're moving without stopping the passing sequences. You want to keep going. Now also keep in mind that the farther apart these players become, the touch will most likely move from a one-touch to a two-touch. Just like in a game, a one-touch pass is often used for players that are closer in proximity to each other, while players further apart need to have a little more accuracy, so a two-touch helps. Okay, so next, in with your line of 4 to 5 cones or any kind of markers, you're going to dribble down using only the instep. And so here we're dribbling more for direction, not as much for speed. As we change direction quickly through the cones, the inside of our foot is pushing the ball through the space. And at the end, you're going to use any sort of move, a step over, a pull back to change direction, and pass back. Now, secondly, we're going to use the outside to dribble around and switch between both of your feet outside. Here we use a little more speed and agility. We're going to have small and quicker touches in a smaller space with a little bit higher intensity. And again, if you only have one person, it's okay. You just admit that pass back and you can just dribble with speed, back down and start again. And lastly, with this one, you're the first person, if you have two players that are able to practice together, the first person is gonna sprint to the end, and they're gonna peel back from that last cone as if that cone is a defender, and receive the pass, and then dribble with pace back and lay the ball off and let the next person go.